Coming up next here on Golf America, we're heading down to Sarasota, Florida, as we'll take you around a wonderful Donald Ross designed golf course. Plus, golf fitness coach Mindy B offers up another great exercise routine to help you get fit for golf and fit for life. And in our tip of the week, PGA professional Darren King offers up a great short game tip.
I think you'll have a better chance of getting the ball on the green.
Golf America, a weekly look at the courses you play and the game we love, is brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game, and by cyberlinksgolf.com, the home of golf course videos. Hi everyone, and welcome to the program. We're in one of my favorite towns in the Sunshine State, Sarasota, and we're at the Sara Bay Country Club, a golf club that opened up for play back in 1926 and features a superb Donald Ross designed golf course that was recently restored by noted golf course architect Kris Spence. Back in 1925, Donald Ross was called upon to create an extraordinary 18-hole golf course just north of downtown Sarasota. And on January 1st of 1926, the first rounds were played on the course at Whitfield Estates Country Club. In 1964, the club was renamed to Sara Bay Country Club, reflecting its close proximity to Sarasota Bay. And while there have been several restorations of Ross's original design over the years, the latest performed by Kris Spence really taps into the essence of what Ross created here at Sara Bay nearly 100 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah. This Ross bunkering, and his eye around the golf course of the features that he's known for, he brings all those back.
And while the original design played much shorter than it does today, changes to tee box locations allowed Spence to stay within the framework of how Donald Ross wanted the course to play, as he routed the layout using a meandering creek and canals to crisscross the fairways and to separate the green complexes.
Donald Ross built this thing with the trade winds in mind and the water. He did a great job.
For the members here at Sara Bay, this course is what golf was meant to be: exciting, fun, and challenging. A true test for any skill level, where every club in the bag is used. Throughout this course, you'll find an ample amount of fairway off the tee on most holes, yet plenty of bunkering to go along with it.
He's pretty generous with his fairways at times, you know, especially the long par fours and par fives, but the approach shots are very critical. So there's a little bit more bunkering in some of our shorter par fours. So you have to hit the ball straight if you're going to attack the hole.
And speaking of the greens, the putting surfaces here at Sara Bay are average to below average in size. Thus, you'll need to be proficient with your short game to score here. And as we mentioned, the golf course is suitable for any skill level. For the low handicap player, the blue course tees play to nearly 7,100 yards. For the mid-level player, the white course tees play to 64.33. And for the ladies, the red course tees offer a fun round of golf at 52.78. At 588 yards from the blue course tee, hole number 7 is the longest par 5 on the course.
It's a beautiful driving hole, well bunkered on the right-hand side.
And for all intents and purposes, a 3-shot par 5.
You have to be fairly precise, laying the ball up to your third shot, and then wedging the ball in to a kind of a tiered green that's well bunkered on the front left and the right side. I love hole number 8. It's a short par 3. It has water crossing it on an angle from right to left. So if you want to get it close to the hole, you have to attack the right side. It's a longer carry over the water. And the new bunker that's positioned on the left side for people that want to bail out. that'll catch a lot of balls. Number 12 is a great short par 4.
Off the tee, you need to find the middle of the fairway, avoiding bunkers right. Then on your approach, take aim for the middle of the putting surface on a green that slopes from back to front. Another nice hole on the backside is number 18. Together with number 17, they form a back-to-back par 5 finish here at Sara Bay.
18 is beautiful. We have some irregular mounding down the right side with Kris's bunkering and a bunker that sets on the left-hand side of the fairway.
And whether you're going for the green in 2 or laying up, you'll need to pay attention to the creek that dissects the fairway about 100 yards in front of the green.
But it has a lot of room between the water and the green to go for the green in 2.
And a green complex that features this bunker to the front left. The Donald Ross designed Kris Spence restored golf course at Sara Bay Country Club in Sarasota, Florida. A layout that is fun to play day in and day out at a club that is steeped in history. Fit for Golf and Fit for Life is brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game.
Hi, I'm Mindy Brittner from Fit for Golf, Fit for Life, and we're here at Porter's Neck Country Club in Wilmington, North Carolina. Now, if you came to me as a golfer and you were asking my assistance with your golf swing, you want to hit farther, you want to hit better, you don't want to have any pain, you want to be injury-free, one of the first assessments I would do with you is something called the deep squat test or deep squat assessment. It doesn't require any weight. It just tells me, and it's going to tell you here in a few minutes, what your strengths and weaknesses are and what may be contributing to your inconsistency or your pain in your golf swing. So let's go ahead and try this. This is something you can do every day. I want you to grab a mirror, make sure you're in front of a mirror so you can actually see what you're doing. I want you to take your shoes off. You take your shoes off because that little bit of a heel lift in your shoe can be a little bit of a cheat. So you're going to take your feet in golf stance or a little bit wider than your hips. You're going to bring your arms out in front of you to counterbalance. As you reach your arms out in front of you, I want you to push your hips back behind you. Now, as you check yourself out in the mirror, you should have a pretty straight back. And when I say straight, you want a straight line between your head and your tailbone. As soon as you start rounding like this, your posture is broken. Something's going wrong. Okay, if you don't have any pain, you're going to keep going. If your back's nice and flat, you're going to keep going. Stop. As soon as these knees start going past your toes or your heels start to lift, we just found something. Maybe your ankles aren't as mobile as they need to be. Maybe your hips aren't as mobile as they need to be. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, if you start to fall backwards, maybe your core's not kicking in. Start coming down, start coming down. Your goal would be that you can come down the entire way, and this should be relaxing. You can maybe move around a little bit, move to the right, move to the left, move in a circle, move your legs a little bit in a figure 8, and just kind of hang out right here. This would be the ultimate. Maybe we can go up and rotate, back swing. Bring your hand back down. Maybe you can go up into follow through. Bring your hands back down, working on your posture. And then start to come back out of it. Push through your heels, nice flat back, still staying in your golf stance or athletic ready stance, and then stand back up. That is a deep squat assessment. Before I load you, before you load yourself, which means before you put weight on your back, before you hold on to dumbbells, before you put a bar anywhere, you better be able to get into a deep squat without pain and then come back up slowly. Okay, why is that important? If you can't do that very well, it could be something wrong with your ankles. It could be your knees, it could be your hips, it could be any part of your spine. What I would highly recommend is you find somebody close to you in your area who is a certified golf fitness specialist to work on your deep squat. For that exercise and more ways to help your deep squat, go ahead and check out my website, fitforgolfusa.com.
Fit for Golf and Fit for Life has been brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game. One of the unique things about Donald Ross designed golf courses is that you will find a big variation in the length of the par 3s. For example, the par 3/8 plays to just over 200 yards. The 13th to 244 yards.
But number 4 is a fun, short 152-yard par 3 that's well bunkered in a very small green. Setting right in front of you to hit, and sometimes it's very, very difficult.
And while the green is receptive to most shots, the key to posting a good score here at number 4 is to find the putting surface with your tee shot.
Sometimes with Ross greens, when you get side to side on some of those and the ball's rolling away from you, that's when you have, it's hard to get up and down sometimes out of the green side bunkers.
The par 3 4th, another fantastic hole of golf on this Donald Ross designed, Kris Spence restored golf course here at Sara Bay Country Club in Sarasota, Florida.
It's definitely a birdie hole. The green itself, which is recontoured, but it has some really nice flat areas to really roll your ball up to it. Hi, my name is Darren King. I'm the head golf professional here at Sara Bay Country Club. Today we're going to talk about chipping and pitching around our green complexes. Most amateur golfers that I work with and I see play and pitch the ball are using a technique that's maybe a little bit too difficult. It definitely works at times, but most amateur golfers that I watch play the ball in their stance a little bit from middle to back in their stance with their hands forward. And on the impact area, their shaft is leaning forward. So when it leans forward like that, guess what? We're using the leading edge. We have to be very, very precise when you're using the leading edge. So another option that I want to give you, you might hit the ball a little higher and you have a little bit less of a chance to scald the ball. I think you have a better chance of getting the ball on the green, is that we're going to play the ball from from center to forward on this shot. We're going to have a regular stance, fairly narrow. We want to have the face slightly open so we can use the sole of the club. We're going to make a motion where the club is going to go back like a long putt, and through the impact area, instead of leaning forward with my shaft, we want the shaft to be leaning straight up at 90 degrees or slightly behind that, okay? And let the ball. So that allows the club to slide through. I'm going to purposely on this shot hit about 2 to 3 inches behind the ball, to kind of show you what I mean. You notice that I hit about 2 inches behind the ball. The sole of the club, which is open, allowed the club face was open, which allowed the sole of the club to slide through, hit the ball, let it come up in the air, and it actually spun and stopped right where I wanted it to. So again, we're going to play the ball from center to forward, fairly narrow stance, open club face to allow the sole to hit the ground and slide through. You want to feel like it's a long putt. And at impact, rather than us leaning forward, we're going to have our handle straight up at 90 degrees or slightly behind that to allow the club to slide through, let it bounce, let the ball get on the face and go high.
Our course of the week is the Sara Bay Country Club in Sarasota, Florida, a golf club that opened up for play back in 1926 and features a Donald Ross designed golf course that was recently restored by noted golf course architect Kris Spence. All in all, this is a golf club that is steeped in history and the traditions of this great game. Back in the mid-1920s, an Atlanta businessman by the name of Perry Adair came up with a concept for a housing development just north of downtown Sarasota. The goal was to have the city's top families relocate there. The homes of Whitfield Estates would be built around a golf course. The course itself would be part of a country club that would feature a layout designed by Donald Ross. Now, to ensure the success of the venture, Adair called upon his good friend Bobby Jones to be the sales manager for the homes surrounding the course. The club's first golf professional was the Silver Scot himself, Tommy Armour. Now, to bring even more publicity to the club, Adair conceived of a match between the world's best amateur golfer at that time, Bobby Jones, and the best professional, Walter Hagen. Needless to say, Jones didn't fare very well against Hagen. Still, the match created such a stir as Jones declared the course one of the best in the nation. That publicity attracted well-known celebrities to the layout. From the Depression on through the end of World War II, Whitfield Estates, along with just about every other country club in the nation, suffered through some hard times. Then in 1964, the club's name was changed to Sara Bay Country Club, and throughout the 70s and 80s experienced a renaissance of sorts, which included having 15-time PGA winner Joe Ternessa as its resident teaching pro. Today, Sara Bay continues to grow upon its legacy as one of the finest golf clubs in Southwest Florida. Hole number 11 here at Sara Bay is the second longest par 4 of this Donald Ross designed golf course.
Wide fairways again. No fairway bunkers.
And off the tee, you want to take aim for the middle of the fairway. And it's imperative that you get as much distance as possible with your tee shot as well. Once you find the fairway, you'll be taking aim on your second shot at a green complex that was reconfigured during the restoration process done by course designer Kris Spence.
Yeah, we had two fairway bunkers on the left-hand side, about 50, 60 yards from the green complex, and we had a greenside bunker on the right-hand side. That was it. It has three small pot bunkers out in the fairway, 25, 35, 55 yards from the green.
The addition of these bunkers will force the golfer to play a more lofted club into the green here at number 11.
Especially the one in the middle of the fairway, right in front of the green.
The green here is relatively flat, and that will allow the player to take an aggressive posture on their approach into this green. And our final look at our course of the week, the Donald Ross designed layout here at Sara Bay Country Club in Sarasota, Florida, brings us out here to hole number 17. This is a great par 5 that during the recent restoration by Kris Spence saw some bunkers added and other bunker modifications made. All in all, this is a great test of golf regardless of your skill level.
'17 is a beautiful, little bit of a dogleg left par 5.
It is also a golf hole that can yield a low score if you play it correctly.
It's definitely something you could hit the green in 2.
During the recent restoration by Kris Spence, a bunker nearest to the green up the left-hand side was reinstalled as it appeared during the original design by Donald Ross. No longer can a player try to run the ball up the left-hand side without bringing that bunker into play.
You used to be able to hit a hybrid or a fairway up the left side, short of the green, chip it up and make birdie. So that bunker on the left-hand side will come into play.
On the right-hand side, there are several bunkers that help to frame the hole and also forces the golfer to play a little bit further to the left of the fairway.
Green has got some really nice motion and movement in it. Has a little tier on the back center of it for some pin positions.
The 17th on the Donald Ross design Kris Spence restored golf course here at Sara Bay Country Club in Sarasota, Florida. A layout whose design characteristics has certainly stood the test of time. And that's going to do it for this week's show. We do want to give special thanks to all the good folks here at Sara Bay Country Club in Sarasota, Florida. A great private golf club steeped in history and the traditions of this great game of golf. I'm Alan Hunter. For all of us here at Golf America, hit 'em long and straight, and we'll see you next time. Golf America, a weekly look at the courses you play and the game we love, has been brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game, and by CyberLinksGolf.com, the home of golf course videos.